Alright, so here's Nightmare Goblins. We're looking to pair the card Chthonian Nightmare, new for Modern Horizons 3, with our goblins that have things that they do when they enter the battlefield. Hopefully, ideally, it'll be Goblin Mog War Marshal each time. This is a list by Aspiring Spike, copied directly. I definitely was trying to make a similar looking list, but my mana base did not quite look like this. I didn't have any Graven Cairns in the deck, and I didn't have any towers, and I was playing a second Raucous Theater, so I was also only playing a couple Nightmares, and I was playing the full package of Matrons, which might just be too slow for current Modern. Maybe I wish that we could squeeze one more Matron in, but this is the end of a Teamer Energy League. I'm surprised this is still up. But let's play our match. Looks like a Windows bug is stopping me from moving the taskbar out of here, so unfortunately for right now, you guys might be stuck looking at the taskbar. This is Magic the Gathering. We're going to be playing a combo deck based on Goblins. I'm always tempted to keep like literally any hand that has Aether Vial in it, but this hand is like poop for the most part. I think we could do better with 6. So that's a Cavern of Souls. Yeah, this is much better. Probably just been one of the War Marshals. Yeah, you should learn how to play it. It's great. I enjoyed it a lot. So this, if we're playing against like a non-interactive deck, this deck can just like turn 3 combo them. This hand rather, which it looks like we might be playing against. Elves? Okay. I'm anticipating no interaction from the Elves deck, so we are going to lead on our Conspicuous Snoop. I did play the fetch land first. This might be wrong because we're doing some winning, some losing. Are you winning, son? We just started a new league, so right now we have a clean slate record. So we're going to play this just in case. We'll bottom like... Yeah, we'll bin that too. And let's hope... Ooh, that's going to be great. No more pizza. No more pizza, yeah. No more pizza bracket. We won't be playing that Teamer Energy deck in that version anytime soon, because I really got my cheeks clapped. If our opponent just does their best to make their biggest board, they are dead. Kind of cool that we're playing the classic Elves versus Goblins. I should have restarted Moto. Well, if they have the, I don't know which card that is. Is that Heritage Druid? Tap 3 untapped Elves, make 3 green. Our opponent's getting like clam jammed on their own triggers right now. Alright, so aside from like a pact, our opponent is dead. Put our Kijiki on top. So for those of you that don't know how this combo works, when Kijiki is on top and Conspicuous Snoop does not have Summoning Sickness, Snoop can target itself over and over. You can make theoretical infinite copies of Conspicuous Snoop. Usually you just want to go for like a casual million or something. On Moto, we're not going to do a million. And then with the last one that's untapped, as you see, we make a new untapped one each time. That's why the rest of these are tapped. You're going to target the Harbinger, which is the card that resets the top card of your deck to whatever you'd like. So we'll change it to something with an activated ability. So technically this is also like a way to gain infinite life. Alright, thanks Kat for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm surprised our opponent's not just conceding to this. It is deterministic from here. And the combo is not slow enough that you get like any equity out of... And also the matchup, but the combo's not slow enough that you get anything out of this. You know, maybe off of stream I would let somebody click through the Nadu combo because it takes so long, but they play Thoracle, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so last one, we're going to target our Boggart. And we're going to switch our top card to Sling Gang Lieutenant, which Spike has notably playing less of this card than I was. That's possible. They are an Elves player. They did concede as soon as I switched the top card, too. So, Elves. The only thing I could think to bring in here is the Harbinger. I don't think that Chalice is going to be good enough on the draw. Although, Chalice on 1 could theoretically be good enough on the play. The win is just, like, kind of standard, though. It's always been the same. And I mean, like, I guess you could assume that maybe I drew both copies of Sling Gang because I did draw one of them. So I think Nightmare is probably one of our weaker cards here, besides its ability to slowly loot Munitions Expert. Mwag War Marshal might be okay with blocks. And honestly, I was really not agreeing with the 4 of Mog Mobs, but now I'm happy that we have them. So, I'm going to cut just for the 4th Boggart. We're just trying to twin them, really. But I could see things slowing down post-board. I don't really know what kind of interaction they're going to bring in, though. I imagine their deck has, like, some kind of dismembers or fatal pushes. I'm used to Elves bringing in disenchant effects, so I really don't know what their creature combo sideboard will look like. That was nice. That was just how we drew it up for our first game with Goblins. No interaction matchup. Turn 2, Snoop. Turn 3, Boggart, Harbinger. Oh, notably, he's not playing any of the Exile creature either. That's weird. The new Boggart. The new Booger. Yeah, this hand also just twins them, so maybe, like, we could expect to see Thoughtseize out of them. I don't think we saw Black Land, though. And we have the Recursion with the Nightmare here. No, this is red-green. Elvish Mystic. I wonder if turn 3 kill is actually even going to be fast enough on the draw. So we could make ourselves have painless mana here now, so that's what we'll do. We don't have to reveal anything to the Hovel. I'm surprised that he's playing 4 Hovels with the Arenas and all these Graven Cairns too, but I am certainly no deck builder. I just like to play, so I'm going to definitely default to him. Okay, so he gets to look. Our opponent gets to look. Our opponent gets to cast creatures from the top and tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Okay, reveal a card from your hand or the top of your library. If you reveal a creature this way, put it onto the battlefield. It's a little scary. So they could, like, Crater Hope us next turn if that card's in their deck. Alright, everybody clench for no dismember. Quarian Ranger, a relatively new addition to Modern. Very cool. This is in the newest Horizon set, or is it the last one? I don't even know what set this is that we're looking at. Alright. Play one more elf opponent. Aether Vial is, like, functionally a brick at this point in the game, so we are kind of skipping our draw step next turn. Symbiote? This is the newest one, I thought. No, this is an old set too. Maybe they're newer to Modern. Let's see what creature our opponent sneak attacks in. Okay, Priest of Titania. That is a new addition for sure. But they're dead, so it's okay. I think our opponent's going to Salt Off, that we twin them twice on 3. I mean, like, this is what you sign up for when you play Elves, right? You amass this crazy board, but you can't interact. They're going to make us click through it again. What a lad. Maybe not? Okay. There's just asterisks in the chat. Alright, so we're going to take a break really quick. We're not going to leave. We're just going to restart Moto because I forgot to. Alright, with Moto restarted and a clean, easy 2-0 victory over Elves, we're back in queue. A funny story, I wanted to start building this deck in papers, so I think I even have them, like, nearby. I bought, like, some Caverns, some Aether Vials, and I accidentally checked out with 8 Aether Vials in my cart. So now I have 8. Oh, wait, does his list have 0 Horde Masters, too? I keep making, like, new realizations about our deck list. I think there's 0 Horde Masters. Very interesting. Okay, so this hand might be a bit slow in the draw. I don't really know, like, the rules of mulliganing with Goblins, and as you guys know, I also don't really know, like, when I'm supposed to be mulliganing. So we're in a blind matchup on the draw with a hand that's very interactive. I think we can keep this hand on the back of, like, our ability to grind, but if we're playing against another a linear combo deck, I think we're screwed. Unless these cards happen to be good in that matchup. Ooh, this could be Nadu. Temple Garden untapped pass is nuts. I have no idea what that could be. Oh, it's Living End. Okay. This hand is not good against Living End. Unless I have, like, a discard outlet soon. What do we have on our board for the Living End matchup? Oh, we have a full set of ley lines and chalices. That'll be nice. So they probably want to take the Nightmare here because anything else will come back into play when they Living End us. Yeah, makes sense to me. Alright. We're bidding any creature because we're anticipating to get Living Ended, like I said. You may have it deal damage to target creature or planeswalker. So I believe that this card can target itself. In which case, I will be doing that. I will be flashing one in so that we can kill their grief when it comes back. And we have to stack... We don't have to, but we should stack our triggers. So that, I guess it doesn't matter if we cast it and let it kill itself, or if we just cast it after the... If they don't Living End us this turn, it's better to Munitions Expert itself into the yard, though. It's a shame. Alright, here comes the Living End. The Living End board is not going to be all that great, though, because we're going to kill their grief. Alright. This is a good matchup to test against. In the future, we could prioritize hands. Well, we're going to prioritize our sideboard cards in the sideboard games, but if we had any idea, maybe we could have tried to keep a hand that could sack creatures. The Prospector. Alright, there goes my other expert. We're not going to pay. And we already have 4 lands, so Kiki-Jiki, and there's 5 lands. Kiki-Jiki and, you know, something else are becoming very real very fast. So they knew about one of these. This is just more clicks. We unfortunately have a real swamp in play, so we cannot block the Street Wraith. Luckily, this isn't like a super fast clock, and if our opponent tries to put Living End on the stack again, unless they have Endurance, we can just wipe our board. The theater is already in play, so they know about this Kiki-Jiki. Our plan is to just be copying Munitions Experts soon. So we'll take another 3 on the chin. We really need to dodge like Endurance plus second Living End, and we'll be fine. They've been a Force of Negation, a wise choice. I don't think it changes my decisions at all, but I should have known that Temple Garden untapped go like must be this deck. Alright, here comes the freaky Kiki. We're getting Subtlety'd. That sucks. And that Subtlety like really ramps up their clock, so I think we're gonna keep the Kiki-Jiki on top though. Because we really need to answer the Street Wraith, and then their attacks won't be good. Unfortunately though, now our whole Mog Mob has to go with the Subtlety. Hopefully they don't have another Subtlety. If we're like Subtlety locked here while we just take 3 a turn, I'd be kind of annoyed. Ay, ay, ay. That's brutal. I still think it's like the best card that we can draw, so I'm going to continue to put it on the top of our deck, but we'll get him in the sideboarded games for sure, right? Ooh, the full attacks this time. This is good on them because now my Kiki-Jiki is the second one. The token will be the third one. Oh, they really have the third Subtlety? Okay. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not even mad. So, sideboard. I don't think the Bogart's good here. It might be. We'll see when we start taking cards out. I don't even know what cards are bad here. Probably this slow-ass 3-drop. Probably Pashelic Mons. Mogmob is something that could put itself into the graveyard and to deal with their creatures seems good, but like Mog War Marshal goes, I don't know, right back to the graveyard. Maybe it's Nightmare. Maybe you just like don't have time for that. This is like borderline sideboarding at random. Right. It's got a nice strong hand with a leyline in it. Alright, leyline and chalice. Can't complain about that. We could expect Force of Vigor out of them, right? So we're probably not putting the chalice in play early. Oh, we're definitely expecting Grief though, so we should just put it into play. Also like Brazen Borrower. So I think we're just gonna jam both and hope. Jam both and hope is a good strategy. I guess they could have like Force of Negation too, so holding this is bad. Although Force of Negation is probably not in their deck anymore. I don't really know what we're... Oh, Phyrexian Tower plus the Grave Cairns makes sense now, because you can't really do much with the black. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So we're really looking for just about any action. Put our opponent under the gun, you know? Snoop would be ideal here. Another land is not. Not to say these caverns are ugly, I just don't like when my lands don't look like lands. They keep confusing me. There he is. Something is in my eyeball. Right. No land's not good, but at least it's a fetch land, so if we don't like what we see, we could shuffle it away. Ooh, I thought I have 6, that's my bad. Alright, so we're gonna happily shuffle that one away. And we can't cast that one, so in we go. And we probably won't be making any attacks after this one out of fear of endurance. It's just like not worth the risk. They are hard digging for something to answer our stuff. Alright, no living in this turn. I was gonna say we could export our own Snoop if they had like magic answers for our board. Our lock pieces. We built like a Yu-Gi-Oh board here. It's just like floodgate cards. Well, this is good. This is like drawing an extra card. What do they got? I think that's gotta be fine. Do I want to use Besage's ability? I don't think so. I don't think I care. And rewarded. So hopefully they don't have anything here. Subtlety would break this combo up. It's already Kiki Jiki, so I'm gonna do it to like develop the rep, but yeah, look at that. It's going much faster now. It was definitely lagging before. It's a shame we haven't gotten to use the Nightmare yet. I was excited to use that card, and we're about to be, it's our 5th game without it. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Has anybody played anything cool in Modern lately? I'm like trying to be like a half step ahead in a post-Nadu world. Not cast. Right, our opponent conceded. Why not Mog Mob? Can't you just save targets for Sling Gang? I don't know. I didn't see the option to. I think I'm still relatively happy with the sideboarding plan, so definitely can't just keep like a generic like lands and spells hand. So I said that, but it's like really hard to mulligan Vile and Snoop. I think we're just looking for hate pieces though. We have like 8 home run hate pieces on our deck. And unfortunately we mulliganed and didn't find it, so now we're just praying to the top of our deck. Yeah, Amplum, I don't know if you can. Hopefully we get to combo somebody else again today, so maybe I should have mulliganed again. We are on the draw. My god. I might try to cast that next turn. Because Force of Negation shouldn't be in their deck anymore. You know, in their head it would really only hit... It might be back in their deck now that they saw Chalice, but... Anyway. Or not next turn, the turn after. I can't get mana from the Goblin twice. Everything is there on the Moxfield Fallen. Thanks for checking it out. Shameless plug, I am 5 followers away from 200. So I think we're just getting ready to get Living Ended, right? So I should sack this to itself, play Snoop, have Snoop ready to, No, that doesn't make any sense. I'll just sack them both to the Prospector. I hope that they don't Living End us this turn, but, you know. I think we're going to lose this one. I think we probably should have tried to mulligan again. I forget like how weak we are. Like blatantly weak we are as a creature-based combo deck to Living End without our like huge hate pieces. And it's not even like casting this ley line is going to save us now because the stuff's already in the yard. So certainly a mistake. There must have been like a combination of actions I took last turn to get this Mog Fanatic off the top of my deck as well, and I just didn't. I mean, the good news is they're dead to a Harbinger. Maybe the 4th Harbinger should be in. Our munitions expert can also kill one of their giant flyers. No, that doesn't do it. So we don't have a real swamp in play yet, so we don't have to worry about the Wraith. That's nice. So let's get one of these big flyers out of play. I don't think I'm going to be able to like manage their whole board this way, but you know, that is a decent chunk off their clock. And I think I'm going to take the first big hit on the chin so that I can cast the Sling Gang here. And as long as Skirk Prospector stays in play, yeah, I'm going to take all of this. This is how much? 4, 9, 12? 4, 9, yeah. A box. As long as Prospector stays in play, their next living end isn't really great either. It just like flickers the board basically. Alright, another land on top was not ideal. Alright, so they're digging for a subtlety. What do they do with that scry? They bottomed it? Okay. Yeah, this card's a real problem for them. A real problem is a stretch, but it's gonna produce some chum blockers. It's gonna help us gain some life. Are they cracking it with food? Okay, that's very random. I know I said this before. Fetch land isn't the worst brick to draw here because it's gonna let us look at the card under it and then a random card when we shuffle. Yep, this attack makes sense. Holding the agent back doesn't really make any sense, but I'm just gonna put goblin tokens in front of these two. And hope. We're just hoping. Alright, they want to play more defense. I'm a fan of them playing more defense. I wonder what their hand looks like. Maybe they drew like a bunch of answers to our hate cards, so their hand has like a bunch of forces and stuff. Okay. Notably, we shouldn't fetch a real swamp with this land. I guess they are in like real trouble. We attack with everything. Well, the Sling Gang can't attack. We attack with everything. They block 2. They take 3, so they're gonna block this one. And then we could sack like our board. Are we in hardcast fatties territory? Foundation breaker. Okay. Well, that's just a creature, right? We don't have an artifact or anything. You may. Okay, that's unfortunate. It would be really funny if they had to destroy their own guy. Their own agent. Alright, let's see something good. No. Fuck. Alright, second Snoop's not bad. Third Snoop's kind of bad. Let's be real. We're not literally out of red mana. Well, I don't think they're gonna Living End again. I'm like still thinking about casting this Leyline, which would require me sacking 3 creatures. Hey, Fallen, did everything work out with the Moxfield deck list? I was having an issue with it before. Reddit like blew my ass up about it. So as long as we keep like this holding pattern, it's likely that I'll be able to create more blockers every turn than they could create attackers. But this 4-power flyer is killing me. We have 3 more munitions experts in our deck, and Mog Mob is also an answer to it because we have this Mog Fanatic. Playing the Besaidu out is crazy, I think. Like, really crazy. Are they gonna Living End again? Or are they just getting the Exalted trigger? Living Ending again kills them, by the way, without an Endurance. They hit the Living End, they're going to decline to cast it. So this is just good for their clock, which is so funny. Please. I would like to sack some permanents. I choose life. I'm probably sacking an extra Snoop here, right? Because if I get Kiki Jiki into my hand somehow, I want to be able to target the expert, maybe. And if at any point I draw a Nightmare, I could sack whatever I'd like to get the expert back. Not that I'm drawing a Nightmare this turn. It's all about what's under the Aether Vial. God damn it. Oh, man. Now we're fucked. Oh, man. Damn ley lines. So we have to sack 5 goblins this turn. So, and we only have 6? Okay. So it's really going to be Snoop versus the world. What's a goon to a goblin? What the fuck is that song called? I can't think of it. Something about church, I think. Yeah, we have 6 goblins and we need to sack 5, so we're gonna sack everything that isn't a conspicuous Snoop and we're gonna hope. We would have had more outs if they didn't draw an Ardent Plea for the Exalted here. Because we already had the Sling Gang in play, we didn't need to like Bogart them. We could have just flipped Kiki Jiki on the top of our deck. Alright, cross your fingers. Take this vial up. Let's go. We have 0 1s left in our deck, though. Oh, man. Brutal. I think this matchup is bad, and I think our keep was bad, so that's on me, I guess. Magma was 1 turn too late. We could have killed that fucking thing. And maybe the Harbinger was supposed to be in our deck. What's a goon to a gob? It's a god to a kid, to a non-believer who don't believe in anything. What song is that? No Church in the Wild. No Church in the Wild is what I'm thinking of. Well, at least this mulligan decision's easy, right? And this hand is good, so we'll keep it. Probably bottoming the Pashalik Mons. Now that this hand can cast the Mog Mob out. Is that a good enough reason to not? We're on the draw. I have a feeling we'll find a red source by then, right? I wonder what this could be. Stomping Ground Halfling? Yeah, look at that. We always had it. It's a shame, you know, like, they really printed fucking one-drop mana dorks that can't be killed with 1 damage. Some bullshit here. This is some bullshit. Not that I could have killed it this turn anyway, but... Double halfling draw, huh? So this is Naya something. Probably don't have to worry about Swamp Walk this game, huh? Hey, I was just thinking about that card. Good thing we banned that Mountain, huh? Chad, how do we think our YouTube video is doing? I've been watching the views go up on this YouTube video all day, and I woke up to like double the view count. I was so excited. 859 views. We fucking love that. I think it stands a good chance to hit 1,000 views, which is very exciting. And I hope that this league is of good enough quality that you're watching this on YouTube and not just on Twitch, because we have played some low quality leagues today. An invasion, what the fuck? I believe X was equal to 2. Search the library and or graveyard for a non-human creature card with value 2 or less and put it onto the battlefield. Did they mess up? Fails to find. They played this for 2 and they failed to find. So this is just Finale of Destiny, Finale of Devastation on a siege. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature science damages that weren't blocked. Okay. Alright, well, we can kill one of their mana dorks now. Let's see what's under this first. Well, now I want to cast that one. Yeah, I think the Phyrexian Tower was a solid addition, Spike, I gotta tell you. It's a shame that we have to shuffle away a Snoop, but let's put our opponent dead next turn. It's a good position to be, right? Lots of lands. How many is he running? Elegant Parlor. Well, our opponent's still playing, so I have to assume they're not dead, right? What could this possibly be? It's a ring? They are dead if this is their only play. We just have to wait until their upkeep to kill them. That's a combo right there. Okay, so we'll play We'll play Hovel. Reveal the card they already saw. Nice, another Bogart. Look at that, we don't even have to use the one that's in our hand now. I'm gonna stomp our friend here. This will also stop it from going on an adventure, which is nice. So, damage can't be prevented this turn. Does that mean I can attack them? Right? That's what I'm thinking. So we know the top card of our deck is a Harbinger. If we had played a little bit differently, a little bit slower, this could be a Mog Mob. I think we're supposed to make the top card of our deck a Snoop. And we're going to attack with the Matron to test if this works the way we think it does. I don't think that this game is going to come down to damage, but... Damage can't be prevented this turn. Oh, the spell didn't resolve correctly. That's my fault. That's why it's not on an adventure, it's in the graveyard. Targeted the Bogart, okay. Double Flage this turn is kind of crazy. It's unfortunate that this happens in our upkeep, but not like our main phase. Do I want this Snoop to have haste? Probably little to no risk giving it haste this turn, right? I just feel like past tense guilt for not having this in play, and we got punished right away for it, actually. So now we're just stuck with two Mog Mobs. I thought that giving it haste would be a good call. I was wrong. I think I'm holding this Expert, but it's not going to kill their Flage anyway, and it's actually just going to fuel their Flage, so let's not cast the Expert. I should have attacked with the Snoop. I forgot I gave it haste already. I'm a little disheveled. I'm not playing my best. Opponent down to 18. They're gonna get to draw up to 7 brandy dandy new cards. If they get a Flage into play this turn, we can kill it with the combo of Snoop plus Expert, and then Mog Mob can clean up the dorks. Oh dear. We've stopped 2 of these ogres from coming into play now. Yeah, not having those Graven Cairns in play has cost us twice now. I'm very much not used to playing with filter lands. An uncounterable Flage. Alright, so next turn we're getting like seriously Flaged. now our opponent has a random 8/8. That can't be chump blocked or something? I'm not sure I really understand that. We know we're drawing Mog Mob. I think we're dead this game. I think we're cooked. Oh, that still doesn't work. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. Okay. So if they get assigned damages if they weren't blocked, I might as well. We're done here. We're done here. Is this a Leyline of the Void matchup? I don't think so. I don't know. Their deck didn't seem to do anything besides Flage. But we like decisively lost that game without Flage ever coming back. Opponent is taking a long time to sideboard. Okay, opponent's finally done sideboarding. This is a keep. This is a fast combo hand. Although, we need another red mana. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit slower. It'll still be a turn 4 on the play. Unless they interact with our Vial, which would be terrible. It would be really nice to be able to kill this halfling. Okay. No killing the halfling for me. End of turn Snoop gets to beat, what's it called? Fable. Okay, that's fine. End of turn Snoop gets to beat them flaging our Snoop, so that's nice too. Bloodstained Mire. Alright, I think we should just put 2 Snoops into play, right? It's like very telegraphed that our our Violent 2 is another Snoop, though, because in what world would we ever have done this unless we're just bad? But I'm just hoping that with 4 mana, one of which is really colorless or for creature spells. What the fuck? Yeah, okay, this is what I assumed would happen. This is fine. Our opponent should be dead here. Unless they have, like, Dismember. Or, I guess they could have Stomp, right? That would suck. If they really do have 2 answers for Snoop, I guess we're still playing a game, right? They're letting us untap, which is promising. Never mind. They do have a Stomp, huh? Okay. Given this situation, I think I'm going to cast War Marshal plus Harbinger this turn and get a 3rd Snoop. Because we know that War Marshal's the top card of our deck. Oh, we can't do that. Okay. Harbinger it is. This would be a good matchup to have the other Goblin that exiles that's also a land. I guess he just like didn't have room. I'm surprised. Another Flage. Our opponent's just playing 3 mana Lightning Helixes and we cannot beat it. Alright, we're drawing a land next turn, ladies and gents. I think our opponent's deck is supposed to be like, make 4 green while your creature that's going to die is on the stack, but I don't really understand. So far we've just been getting like, absolutely fucking owned by another Stomp. We're almost out of Snoops. And we'll have to beat them down the hard way. Oh, and we're drawing a land next turn. I think we're done for. Right, I'm pretty sure we know that we're drawing a land. They only have 1 card in their hands, so like, maybe we're not dead, but man, does it feel like we are. We don't really have like good attacks or good blocks. A copy of Delighted Halfling in the end step, of course. You know, I was feeling really good about this deck after our first round, and even like most of the second round. I'm not really feeling it anymore. Oh, we have nightmares to bring our Snoops back. That's notable. Alright, the One Ring doesn't really mean a ton to us, but they are going to reload very fast now. Just in case, you know, we don't want our opponent gaining a bunch of extra life for no reason. We have a great board for Nightmare, I gotta say. War Marshal's, you know, another turn, I guess. But it's kind of not good because they're really loading up with this ring. Me and my little army of goblins, and he's got an attacking lightning helix every turn. I'm surprised he doesn't just start targeting us. Maybe I could just like hope and pray they kill themselves with their ring if we keep stopping them from gaining life. Maybe the double Snoop line wasn't good. Maybe I was supposed to just like play them as sorceries or as instants in their end step, so none of them could die to a Flayage. I just figured I was like impervious with the two of them. Alright, our opponent's doing something. They're just casting the giant. Okay. I'm not too afraid of that. Alright, they go upstairs. Good choice. We're living on a prayer right now. We're hoping for a good draw. I don't think that we have like hope though right now. Alright, we drew a land. We're dead. I don't know where like my good cards were in this matchup, but they certainly weren't in my 60, I'll tell you that. They were also like very dead. Alright, we got our match. Body bag. Not a keepable hand, unfortunately. This is a keeper. We're probably going to bottom the blood crits. Sounds right. Alright, a Tron deck, huh? Another land. Not what the doctor ordered. Our hand doesn't combo particularly fast or anything either, so we might be surveilling next turn and hoping to find a Snoop. Get things rolling. We gotta manifest the Snoop to the top of our deck. And Urza's Tower was not what we wanted to see when our hand has double expert in it. Uh-oh. Is our opponent just gonna have Tron? No searching, no nothing? It's a villainous move, opponent. Not a good draw. our 4-mana combo piece. That's probably better off in the deck against an Urza's deck. Damn. I guess it's not like the worst thing that they could have done to us with Tron, but like, what the fuck? They just, no search, no mulligan, just had it? I guess we can kill it, but like, does it matter? It doesn't look like it's gonna matter. I'll take the first 4, I think, too, just in case it's a different creature we want to kill. Wow, they have 10 mana on turn 4 with no search. They got their basic forests. The One Ring, okay. That's a good card, I've heard. Yeah, double experting this thing is, I think, a waste of resources, so... Oh, it's got Annihilator 1. I was very incorrect. I totally forgot I had Annihilator. Yeah, we should have one more permanent and a Sling Gang Lieutenant in play next turn, but in the scheme of things, I don't think it'll matter. Our opponent's got a ring, 6 cards, and 10 mana tower, 2 1/1s. Yeah, we're drawing all the lands. Well, we have spheres in our board for this matchup, so that's good. And a Trash Master? Oh, and Charmaz. Beautiful. Oh, we don't have spheres, we just have Charmaz. Charmaz and a Trash Master. All is dust for my 2 creatures. Maybe our opponent's hand sucks. Right on time. a third resist tower just in case they need some more mana. Yep. So one of our opponent's cards is a forest. Alright. That was not fun. I must say, that was not fun. Get our combo piece in here too. We're just trying to go fast. So get these out of here. Yeah, these are never killing Eldrazi, whereas like Expert might kill an Eldrazi on a big board. I don't know. We have like a ton of cards that I don't think will be good in this matchup. I'm thinking that these cards will not be spectacular. So I don't know if we're just supposed to trim some of each of them. Like at least Mogmob is not a brick. And Matron can tutor for a combo, which is essential. How do you feel about this? I'm surprised that this card is in this deck because it doesn't actually stop them from assembling Tron. Unless we're like ramping it out. Anyway, I think the play will be good for us here. This hand has a Snoop and a Disruption piece for them, and a way to recur the Snoop, so... And theoretically, a way to recur the Charmaw in a very, very slow fashion. We don't have any other ways to get energy, so... You know, this would have to be a very long game for us to Nightmare back the Charmaw. Who knows, maybe within the top 2 cards of our deck is a Bogart Harbinger. Our opponent mulligans, that's crazy. Alright, tower on top is not ideal. Okay, our opponent's gonna have 7 on 3. Kiki Jiki. Can I kill them with that? I can make infinite gobos. How much does this cost now? 3? So I can Stone Rain them this turn. I think Stone Raining them this turn is gonna be my play. Do I attack them for 2, or do I make infinite conspicuous Snoops in their end step and hope that the top of my deck reveals a Mogmob? I think the 2 damage is meaningless. I agree. Okay. Oh yes, this is still a kill, you're right. Because they'll be attacking. Correct your map, go ahead. This is the most action Chthonian Nightmare's seen. Just is actually in our hand for once. You also beat a proactive removal spell. Yes, this is true. Wow, I chose that one and they just had another one. Oh, I can copy the Charmaw. I mean, I'm not going to, but it's cool. Blowing up their land feels almost better than winning the game. Okay. So, do we have any thoughts on the way that we sideboarded yet? They're just a Tron deck. I guess in like a situation like that, we want more Mog Mobs and less experts, but experts can like blow up their planeswalkers in a significant way. This card is definitely too slow on the draw, right? Like, they're going to have 2 lands in play, and I'm going to have 2 lands in play, and they're just going to get their third and have 7. How are you ever supposed to... Whatever. It's cool, it's cool. Cool Goblins things. This hand is such a trap. I'm so excited to just like be able to play with Snoop. But we're just gonna get Troned out of the game. Our only hate card is Charma. Our opponent kept their 7. Eldrazi Temple. Okay, we're not getting Tron right away. That was like the worst card we could have drawn. We were really hoping with this hand to draw lots and lots of spells. Our opponent's stuck on our Aether Vial. I don't know if this is a situation where we want to like end step flash our Snoop in. I'm starting to think it is. This is probably going to be a Null Drifter. Oh my god. Well, now we're like relatively desperate to find any action too. Do I play my Nightmare out? Does it matter? I think I'm surveilling this turn. I think surveilling for a good spell is better here than... Wow, we really drew a land. I think surveilling here is better than a Nightmare on an empty board, and it's better than a Snoop at sorcery speed that can't peel a card off the top of our deck yet. Hopefully this isn't something that's going to blow up our lands. 4, 5, 6. I think it can be. Exile target land, yeah. Okay. Well, this doesn't matter too much, thankfully. Because our hand is oops all lands, but... It will totally stop us from playing a Charma if we find one. This is like pitiful. We couldn't have even like mooned them this game either. They were just like way too fast for us. That does nothing. I hate to bin a spell there, but like it doesn't do a thing. Second Nightmare is about worst possible. Okay. I think I have to cast that as like a draw card, basically. If they attack, I could cast it and block, which is fine. I have a nightmare, so the redundant nightmare is a blank though. No Tron, but they haven't missed any lands. Are they gonna blow up another land of mine? Kind of rude. Yeah, they are. It's okay. They're leaving themselves open to get comboed. They are gonna assemble Tron now, though. They have like ridiculous mana in play. Yeah, it was spikes. I was only gonna play a couple, maybe 3 of. But I guess when you're like testing a new card, you're supposed to. Yeah, you could have an expedition now. You're supposed to like max them out so you see them, so you get the meaningful testing and blah blah blah. I don't think it's bad. It's just that we happen to play against like 2 different Tron decks, Elves and Living End. What happened? Oh man. They're dead. Without interaction, they are dead. This munitions trades with a micro spawn, which is cool. Yes. We could shoot it and then block if they attack. And I think I'm going to block. No attacks is just as good. Alright. They're dead. Unless there's a 0 that's going to stop our combo that I... Oh, never mind. The vial doesn't work. Oh, no. We have Phyrexian Tower. They're dead. Yeah, so because of Karn, I think we're actually not supposed to block and make that trade if they offer it to us. It's funny that their plan this game was to like blow up our lands, because that's usually our plan. And like our hand just happened to be all lands. This has to be like the most anemic Goblins draw I have ever won with, assuming that we're gonna win. Yeah, once we see Harbinger under it, we don't block. Yeah, you know, I felt like really deflated until we ripped that card. Did we board in the extra one, or did we only board in... I'm pretty sure we boarded in 6, right? 1 combo piece, and then the 4 Charmaws. I'm still not convinced about Charmaw, by the way, but like, what else are you gonna play? Alpine Moon wouldn't have done it here. Blood Moon wouldn't have done it here. They just like... Magus of the Moon wouldn't have done it without like a Skirk Prospector. Somebody was asking about same targets before, and I don't think that you could do same targets because every Snoop is a different entity. But I could be lying to you. And I believe that Mogmob is less clicks, so we're going to put Mogmob on top. Yeah, this definitely seems faster. Not that like time is a concern with this combo, truthfully. They let me do it every time until they were almost dead and then conceded. Alright, we're playing for our league back. Yes, turn 2 Blood Moon would do it most of the time, but in order to do that, you need to play Prospector and maybe like Ignoble Hierarch. And like, what are the odds that you draw one of your like 6 tops? Like, at most, you're playing 6 Accelerants, right? 2 Prospectors, 4 Ignobles. Which is like severely lowering the card quality in your deck, of course, as well. By only activating the 1 Snoop. Okay. Yeah, so we'll use like the non-token Snoop over and over and over. Point being, I don't think that this deck can consistently ramp out a Moon effect, so I think it's like a moot point. Because our opponent's deck can consistently play like Soul Lands or Assembletron. Interesting. I'm happy to keep this hand. Hopefully it's like an interactive matchup. Our opponent mulliganed to 6, so we're up a couple cards too. The turn 2 moons are pretty common when I mained Goblin. Really? I find that so hard to believe. You're playing like 3 moons and 6 accelerants. Oh my goodness, another Eldrazi deck. These Eldrazi decks are everywhere. We've got to find a deck to like prey on them and play that. Even with like aggressive mulligans under the new mulligan rule. Oh man, am I gonna get turn 2 Thought Knotted? Yes sir, it looks like it. It's okay, our hand wasn't good anyway. And we can play the other Nightmare so that we can't lose it to another Seer. Three Moon, 3 Prospector, and a whole lot of clenching. Clenching is like the best move that you can make in this matchup, I think. And there's an All Is Dust under this. Jeez. Oh my god. I know we're very fortunate to hit that combo piece before, but we draw like a lot of lands in this deck. How many are we playing? 24, that makes sense. One of these lands can totally be that Exile Your Graveyard Goblin. Oh man. So this is going to be 9 damage coming to my chin on turn 3. Alright, this is a great time to draw a Mog War Marshal. Alright, Bashilic Mons to the bin. Oh my goodness. We're like dead to any spell here, I think, right? This is literally 9. Good thing this doesn't make you pay life. 23 lands is kind of the norm. If we're playing 24, I'm totally okay with making the 23rd. Sorry, the 24th a flip card. Scoop out of shame. We are extra dead. Oh man, that 3/3 has trample too. Who designed these fucking Eldrazi cards? So this is like an Eldrazi creature deck, so our sideboarding is going to be totally different. And when I say totally different, I mean probably about the same. It's just going to be like, the pressure is going to be a little bit lower, I think. Oh, not the spawns. Oh, the spawns pump them to lethal. Okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, I don't think we need the Trash Master in this matchup. And the Harbinger might be too like anemic. Does this big Eldrazi deck play critters? Eldrazi aggro? I know there's like a lot of variants, so it's hard to narrow it down. It doesn't look like there's any artifacts, so I'm going to leave the Trash Master out. And this is also a game where we're going to be blocking more, so I think we're happier to have the Nightmares. I'm going to go back on that point right away, though. Yeah, that 3/3 is fire. Our goblins that kill creatures are going to be like extra valuable this game. I think one of my issues with this deck for sure is I've just got to stop keeping like garbage hands. I'm just so afraid to mulligan with this deck. I'd keep a 7 if it was like 4 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, 2 lands, and a Snoop. You know, like they could be curses from fucking Slay the Spire, and I'd keep the hand. Yeah, I think Chalice is good in this deck. Uh, I don't know if I agree with the Emrakul. I don't run into mill enough, but I'm like happy enough with the sideboard construction. I just don't know how much I like Charmaw compared to these other hate cards. So I want to be blocking more. So I want like more nightmares. I'm considering cutting matrons. 4 matron and 2 ringleaders mulligans pretty well. Yeah, sometimes you just like don't ever get out of the gate though. You just like cast 1 creature a turn and it's like a 3-mana 1/1 and then you die. That's the issue I've had. It's not that like I run out of things to do. Okay. Maybe I'm not gonna bring in the Bogart. Maybe I'm just gonna do these 4 for these 4. Oop, I did this backwards. Is this a... This deck has, like, only the command as removal, though? Whatever. These are functionally the same card, right? So... Okay, I'm happy to keep this hand. The Mog Fanatic can definitely go. Sometimes I'm hesitant to cut the cheap creatures because they'll either, like, pair with a munitions expert to kill something, or they'll increase our goblin count for the munitions expert to kill something. But I think you're right. And I think on the draw especially, I'm going to cut the expert out of our deck. Our opponent mulligans, giving us an even better chance. Or maybe a worse chance, you know? Maybe I'd be better off if they would just keep bad 7s. Alright, so we're going to reveal our Mog War Marshal. So because we could accelerate the Sling Gang Commander out, it's going to be nice to have a higher Goblin count. 3 cards into the exiled zone. Oh wait, they have Eldrazi Mimic in their deck too. You're definitely supposed to keep the Mog Fanatic in their deck. In your deck, trading with a Mimic on 1 seems great. And when I say definitely, I mean it about as loose as you can say it. But this card's such a problem. If we had a 1-drop this game, we could kill it. I think that we could only play Mog War Marshal and clench. A signature clenching maneuver. And hope that we don't get Thought-Knot Seared this turn, because if they take our expert, we're in deep shit. Alright. It's good. Fleshraker. They just didn't attack? Mogma was a nice pickup too. If they take expert, we matron for Snoop and they can never tap out. So I think this turn we could play matron for Snoop and play Snoop. I don't think that's what I'm going to do, though. Or we could play Matron for Snoop, play Expert. Or we could accelerate out a Sling Gang Commander, which could be nice while we're still able to block things that don't have trample. We also have a land drop this turn, which I really wasn't accounting for. The Mog Mob is not castable this turn. I'm expecting a Goblin chump block to be worth at least 2 life, so I think we're actually going to shock and not Phyrexian Tower. The only thing is, I don't know that I want to give them a turn with a cost reducer in play. So, do I try to end step Snoop and get lucky? I don't think that's right. I think I'm just killing their cost reducer and passing. Yeah, I'm happy to kill their cost reducer. They also like didn't double soul land us, so I think if they're slow enough, we could hope to draw like a Charmaw or a Nightmare and really grind them out of this game. Oh, really? I thought it was just all. You're right. It is 7 or more. So the cost reducer was less significant than I thought. So maybe we could have taken the Flesh Raker. They never cast this. Yeah. What in tarnation? Exile target. Okay, so they're going to tag our Vial out of the game. That's unfortunate. We got 4 cards in hand. One of them's a Devourer. I don't think we need to cash this in on anything yet. Their board of 2/2s doesn't particularly scare me. Although, this spawn token could let them get to their next play, which could be scary. What's on top of the deck? A land. Okay. Silver linings, silver linings. At least it's a fetch land. Maybe the Snoop was a bad play because missing land drops means that they might have interaction, but like it also just might mean that their hand is full of fatties. Yeah, I think the same thing often. Why is Bowmaster not a goblin? It feels like it should have been a goblin. Okay, it's another It That Heralds. So their guys are a little bit bigger now. Killing a Lord also wasn't like irrelevant for that turn. This is the hasting dude. Okay. So we're in the clinch phases of the game again, and we have another target for our munitions expert. So I guess whatever he pumps, we're gonna block unless it pumps itself, which makes the most. Wow, 10 fucking damage. Do any of these other friends have trample? I think we just take the 10 on the chinny chin chin, because we're either gonna kill them or expert them next turn. We have the basic lands to get with our Bloodstained Mire. Oh, going to 2 is pretty bad, though, because of this guy. They just have to cast 2 colorless spells to kill us. It's the same, it's the reason that the Grave Karens is in the deck. We can't actually block with more creatures than this because then our expert won't kill their haster, so My opponent really punted by not attacking with their spawn token that got pumped up. Alright, no Harbinger. Okay. So are we okay with being dead to one spell now? I think we have to look, right? We have to shuffle and look for it. And then if not, maybe we could play it. We can't play a Sling Gang and an Expert this turn, so I think we're officially on Bogart on top or die. Or, you know, we could shuffle to another Expert and kill both of these things. Sweet. It's always there when I need you, buddy. So they could still have, like, Dismember. They do have 2 spawn tokens. The game is not over, unfortunately. I'm thinking that... Why would we Surveil there? Oh, I guess if we're, like, digging for that card specifically. I wanted the untapped mana, though. I'm thinking that we can sack 3 non-Snoop Goblins to play Mog Mob, kill their spawns, and change phase. Oh, we can't kill both their spawns, so this doesn't work. Never mind, we're just gonna go for it. Right. I'm not missing anything. Okay. Yeah, if they have Dismember, we're dead. Doesn't look like they have it. Otherwise, they're wasting both of our times. Do we think that this deck is beatable on the draw? Alright, we did it. Can we win? Take out Vile on the draw? For what, though? I think that having Vile in our deck is better than having Matron, Mons, Trash Master, and... I might bring in another Bogart, honestly. After the deadly, desperate position we were just put in that game. Alrighty, this is a great hand with no Aether Vials and no Snoops, but I think it's good nonetheless. Oh no, not a Soul Land on 1. Cost reducing Lord on turn 1. Alright, this is a good pickup. We could even ramp it out if we feel endangered enough, which I don't think would be worth, but maybe it would be. Oh, if they're missing a land drop here, we're ramping that thing out. No, never mind. I got very excited. Maybe I still will. This is gonna get like out of hand very fast. And I don't think that this prospector is gonna do anything else for us. Oh, I also just get to keep the 4/4. Sometimes I forget. I'm just thinking this is like a Stone Rain, but no, I get to keep my 4/4. Accelerated Obsidian Charma feels pretty good. Oh, no land drop is even better. Alright, so we have some choices to make here. We could 1-for-1 the Mog Mob with this Flesh Raker, and then stop them from hopefully making any spawns and getting ahead on mana. I think so. I think the longer this game goes, like the better it is for us when they're in this position in particular. Get him, dragon. Alright, so next turn we could surveil. We'll have some decisions to make. Snoop? Cheeky's about the opposite of Snoop. We can also haste the Mog. The Mog Mob. Okay. Oh, they hit a land. Alright, their 7s cost 5 now, and they have 2 lords in play. This is a waste of an attack. Not a good play for our opponent. Well, I'm gonna Kiki Obsidian Charma this turn, and it's gonna feel very good. Oh, it can't target basics? Mwah! Beautiful. Beautiful. I love blowing up people's lands. It might be time to play a Ponza League. Oh man, that was... I liked that. Kiki Obsidian Charma was nice. So we activated... we cast Chthonian Nightmare and activated it 0 times. So I think my analysis before that you don't have to play a full 4 of them was on point. Maybe you could play like 2 in the main, 1 on the board. What else can we say? The Pashelic Mons got milled every time we saw it, or shuffled away every time we saw it. In this current meta, we were like clenching for a Boggart on top, a Harbinger on top every time. Speaking of Boggarts, the other one that exiles the graveyard, I don't remember if it's a Boggart or a Harbinger, but the other Goblin Boggart that is half a Swampland, half of a black mana source, and half of a 3/1 that exiles the yard, I think is worth playing right now. Although, like, according to the metagame, it's not, because it's like Bant Nadu and Jeskai control of Boros Energy don't care about their graveyard at all, but some other decks that, you know, this could be good against is like Goryo's Living End and Ruby Storm. And I guess it's not like a total blank against Prowess or any of the Murktide decks. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think that this card could very well have a place in Goblins. Just because, as Spike says, you know, one of this deck's strengths is that, like, if you had a Fatal Push for every single creature in this deck, you could still get something out of casting every single creature in this deck. And that's why he doesn't like the Mana Dorks too. So, like, even with Snoop as like the worst one to get Fatal Pushed, you're looking at the top card of your deck and getting to like Pseudo Scry if you have a fetch land, or you get priority back. So if there's a creature that you can cast on top, you can cast it. And everything else has like a relevant sack or ETB effect. I guess besides like Pashelic Mons, which is, I don't know, it gets a ping, I guess. So the sideboard, I guess Obsidian Charmaw did look better that game in those sets than a Blood Moon would have. Something worth noting. We played against Living End and made the mistake of not aggressively mulliganing to Chalice and Leyline, and we lost that match. Whereas I think if we mulligan like our mediocre hands until we find these cards, we're favored by just drawing one card a turn. And the Trash Master only came in against the Tron deck. So I don't really think there's a lot of decks that Trash Master matters against right now. I wonder if you would bring it in against Ruby Storm. Probably worth having. It is only one card. And I think that's it. That's my closing thoughts for this deck. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend trying it maybe with less nightmares. And I think that playing 0 of the Lieutenant, the Horde Master, I think playing 0 of this card's got to be wrong in a meta of decks that like play lots of removal. So maybe you could find room to squeeze like 1 in, even if it's literally exactly 1, and you could Goblin Matron for it. Also, not playing 4 Goblin Matron feels weird, but this card really is a 3-mana 1/1. So that's it. That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out the stream, the YouTube, the VODs, the all of the above, and I will see you all next time. Okay, now I have something worth uploading. That energy leak was not worth uploading. And I think with the 4 hours down, I think we're going to probably raid somebody because I have some editing to do. I guess we'll raid Doom. We'll raid Doom and hope for a Doom raid back one day. Okay, let's do that. How the hell do I raid again? Alright, well, everybody tell Doom I said hello. Hopefully we can get raids back and forth, you know. Everybody grows, everybody wins. Take care, everybody. We are...
I was like, well, I'm not playing these. I'm just going to sell them. And now, 07s to the